Timing. Yes, good morning.
Thank you, Chair Mills.
Just state your name, and we look forward to hearing your testimony.
Thank you, Chair Mills and committee members. My name is Billy Burleigh. I'm a native Louisianan living in Twin Falls, Idaho. I am a detransitioner. As a child, I had reoccurring thoughts that God made a mistake. I'm a girl. I prayed every night before going to bed, and I asked God, please make me a girl before I wake up. If I could have, I would have leapt at any opportunity to have transformed myself to a girl at that age. In my early 20s, I sought help for the disconnect between my mind telling me I was a woman and my body telling me I was a man. In seeking help and doing my own research, the message I received was that I had to change my body to match my mind. After seeking any other path forward, I decided to take the therapist's encouragement and the advice I read in journal articles and books to change my body. In my late 20s, I started on testosterone blocker and estrogen. My emotions were up and down, but I was supposedly on this new road to my happiness, and that made me happy. In my first surgery, I had a penile inversion, an Adam's apple shave, and a brow shave. After the surgery, the surgeon and nurses had difficulty stopping the bleeding from my new man-made artificial female genitalia. My artificial female genitalia was packed with gauze, and a sandbag was placed on my lower abdomen, but the bleeding did not stop. I received a blood transfusion and plasma, and eventually the bleeding stopped. But this change required 2 surgeries, so about 4 months later I was back for part 2, and that was labiaplasty. I was desperate for the happiness I believed was ensured to me. After this, I had more body and voice feminization surgeries, but after 7 years of trying, I had more problems at that point than before I started the road of transitioning. In my early 40s, I detransitioned. I changed my legal identification back to male. I went through another surgery. To have female-to-male surgery, the surgeon required approval letters from 2 therapists. These therapists I saw said that I was not transgender and never should have been diagnosed nor affirmed as transgender. They said I was male. In summary, I received gender-affirming health care in my 20s. The therapists affirmed my thought that I was a woman trapped in a man's body. As a result, I spent well over $100,000 on my transition to presenting as female. I'm surgically modified. I have a scarred body. I have to take weekly testosterone injections. The bottom line is that receiving gender-affirming health care...
Thank you. The 3 minutes up. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Oh, 30 seconds. I'm sorry. This is our first dress rehearsal. You're going to have 45 seconds. You got more time.
Thank you, sir.
Sorry, I didn't mean to get...
No
This is our first time to rehearse.
Very good.
You keep going. You keep going.
Yes, sir. As a result, I spent over $100,000 on my transition presenting as female. I'm surgically modified, I have a scarred body, and I must take weekly testosterone injections. The bottom line is that in receiving gender-affirming health care and transitioning, this did not resolve my childhood hurts and pains that I struggled with. I truly wish I would have received mental health care instead of the gender-affirming health care that I did receive. This did great harm to me. Thank you, sir.
Thank you for your time, and thank you for coming to Baton Rouge to testify. We appreciate that. And you hit it right at the clock. This is an example, y'all. He did good. Whoever wants to be next, y'all.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Ted Halley, and I appreciate the opportunity. I'm very humbled to be here. I want to first say, a little bit unusual, being transgender is very difficult. None of us woke up one morning and said, I want to be transgender. Just like you don't wake up and say, I want to be an alcoholic or a drug abuser. And it's a hard road for those that either support or are against. It's a hard road. It takes courage and determination to do what you do. But back in my day, I transitioned in 2010. Yeah, I was transgender before it was cool. Not really, but a little humor there. But yes, I started from 8 to age 50 before, it was, couldn't even talk about it. But yes, at age 50, I had to wait till my adult children got out of the house. I like Billy. I've done all the surgeries, 2 on my face, breast augmentation in and out, GRS, hundreds of hours of electrolysis. So why am I telling you this? I have the degree. I have a PhD in being transgender. And, you know, at first it was really cool. I was happy. It's like a car with a big payment. You're happy with it. Then after a while, things start breaking and going south. Well, that's what happened to me. I started having waves of suicide, and my incongruity got so great that, you know, I had to go back to being who I originally am. So that's just a brief thing. But the thing, getting onto the bill, is one, that if we do this to children, it's not reversible. I will never, ever have my male organ back. Never, it's gone. And how in the world do we do that to a child? A child who one day wants to be a fireman, the next day a spaceman, you know, next day wants to be a clothes designer or a cook or whoever. I mean, it just makes no common sense to do this to children who are innocent. We are, as we talked earlier, they cannot have a normal sex life. Most of them will never have an orgasm. Like, if you do it, you're not going to be able to be a father. You're going to tell this young man or this young woman they can't be a father or a mother? That just makes no sense. So I just ask that we treat this really real issue, not with cutting stuff off. Do we cut anything off for any other thing like an infection? No, we don't do that. We deal with the issue. We deal with the heart. And cutting stuff off just increases suicide. In Sweden, it's proven it goes up 20%. So please make the right decision. Protect our children.
You're right on time. Thank you.